This already pulled up, so we're gonna kind of go into it. You guys can just kind of watch me edit. This is just a brand new music video I shot like a little bit ago with the homie Brim for his song. I think it's called "Killing." Yeah, "Killing My Vibe," and yeah, it should be super dope. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and take this in. Yeah, let's get you guys into the viewers so that way you guys can see my screen. Let's go ahead and change this though so I can see what y'all say. See who hops in here and everything. Alright, so music videos, the way I start usually, first things first, I'll drop in the song. I like the colors, so honestly, colors are my major factor of kind of controlling the mood of the music video. So I like to bring in all my footage. This music video, we don't have too much as far as like what to work with. It was a pretty short video shoot. And yeah, so we'll have to just work what we have and try to make more from what we don't. Let's see here. Alright. So we got these clips. So first things first, like I mentioned before, I will start with color grading usually. That's just what I like to do. I like to get the look of the video. I have an idea too already, and I did kind of work on this like a little bit ago as far as what I really want to do. So like this clip, for instance, on the sides is just a bunch of stuff that I really don't want in the frame. And then I actually did go through already and like, I don't know, Photoshop in a different background so that way it's digitally just different, you know, and better. But we could walk through that process too on here. Once I get the grade, I'll kind of show you guys my process in that too. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and just make sure everything's up. Yep, cool. So Facebook is live, and we got at least a couple viewers in here. That's nice. If you guys have any questions too as I go through this whole process, feel free to ask. I'm definitely here to help out and give some answers to different questions you guys might have as well. Alright, so the colors first. We're going to go ahead and go into this shot. I did the color grade as well already. I made some power grades previously from this as well. So I'll probably just pull off of that just to save some time. But then these are the grades I already kind of worked on. And that way you guys can kind of see the visual references. But then I do believe I was in a different work mode for this. But let's see. Boom. Alright, so we got our colors here. This is my node tree for this when I put it together. Let's see if I can get actually zoom down more, or at least all these nodes up, so you guys can see what we're working with. So this is my process here. We went through a few different things just to get it to this point here, and then this is applicable throughout the entire project, at least for these shots. I think for the color ones, it actually will change a little bit on these, just because it's a little bit more, I don't know, dark. So we'll have to raise the shadows, midtones a bit to get that to a point where I want it. Yeah, that looks nice. Alright. These shots were a little bit different, but I do believe I created a grade for that as well already. Let's see. I think I did. Nope, I did not. So we're going to have to grade those manually, or we could see. Oh no, there it is. Cool, never mind. So this is kind of where we want it, but still I do want to actually brighten this up as well a little bit, so we're going to go ahead and hide that, hide the clips. Take the project, we're going to go ahead and raise those midtones on this one as well. Right now we're looking at our scopes over here, we're on the parade. Just making sure I'm not actually overexposing anything, and make sure those shadows are kind of conserved as well. But I'm not too worried about the actual background and what kind of fades into blackness. But I do want the detail on him to be there, and then we're running into some weird artifacting on the bottom. That's due to our skin modifier here, so we're going to go ahead and actually go through and re-qualify this. And just re-pick up those skin tones. There we go. We're trying to get as little of the floor as possible while maintaining just that skin tone qualification. Let's see here. Cool, there we go. And what this is doing is brightening them up, and I'm actually going to take that way down. It doesn't need to be that bright for this. So we're going to take that down a bit. What is that? Let's see, take this down. There we go. So we're just softening the skin here. We're going to pull that back as well. We don't need that much detail out of it either. Okay, cool. Okay, perfect. Alright, so this is this grade before and after, and I'll show you guys kind of like my thought process for this shot here. Because like I mentioned, I don't really want this whole background part of it in there. I really just want him, and then of course we're going to kind of create a fake set, kind of, I guess, if that makes sense, or like a set extension, I guess is the correct term. Yeah, just because I don't really want all that in there, and that way we can kind of do some things. And this is a locked off shot and a tripod, so yeah. Let me go ahead and actually see what I have, because I think I already created this. Let's just switch over to this camera real quick. Let's see. Alright, so desktop. I know I already created it, but I can't seem to find it. Alright, there we go. Couch extension. There's a different way we can do this, and we can actually just do this on a live too. Let me actually pull this up real quick. I'll show you guys kind of my thought process on this too. That way you guys can get a feel for what I'm actually doing to with this rather than just skipping it. Let's see, let's go ahead and open up the Photoshop generative fill beta, that beta that they have. We're gonna use some of that for like some AI fill and like just easy Photoshop tools just to get this whole background done and cleaned up, and kind of just throw in some extra sauce in there too. That way we can have some extra in there. Let's see here. Beta. Let's see. Beta apps. Of course, updating. Alright, cool. So I guess while this is doing that, we're going to go ahead and hop back into here. Alright. Alright, so I got my color grades kind of where I want them to. This shot, yeah, we're still going to use. Yeah, we're still going to use that. Actually, what I'm going to go ahead and do is come into here and turn off the grain on all these clips, just because, yeah, it's just going to slow super bad on the computer. So effects, timeline, let's see, clips, there we go. Grab all these, turn off the grain. And then we also have these shots here that were shot in the Sony a7S III. We're going to go through and grade these as well. The grade won't copy, I don't believe. Kind of a little bit, but we can, let's see, fix this actually. Let's see, let's go ahead and go in here. We're going to go ahead and take this back a bit, take down the shadows. Nice, a little contrasty still for what I like in this. Since this is Sony a7S III footage and not the red footage, I can't push it as far. So we're going to go ahead and change this up a bit and get this to where we need it to be. And honestly, we might even just, yeah, let me see. I'm going to just grade these ones from scratch, because I haven't actually created a grade for these yet, so you guys can actually see this process live too as well. Alright, so as I mentioned, a7S III footage, I really like to just come in here, I'll crank saturation, add my contrast in, get to a kind of a point where I like as far as contrast goes. That's not too bad. This was super harsh light, so we're going to go ahead and actually kind of pull back. We see that we're not actually losing any of the detail in this section here, even though it looks insanely bright. It's not too bad, but what we're going to go ahead and do also, because we want this to be kind of as close to the red as possible, and lose some of that digital look, is we're going to come into here, take our highlights or our brightest parts of our image, and just kind of come into here and pull that way back. Take the sting out of everything. Honestly, back to 100. Yeah, I like that. Alright, so a little before and after. Also, I don't really like the blue tones too much. We're going to go ahead and go into here, hue versus hue. Go into our blues, and just change the hue of that to be more of a, like a tealish or whatever. And then, let's see, the reds. The reds can stay, but I don't really like the greens too much either. So we're going to go ahead and actually see what this green-yellow hue shift could look like, just to see what different look we can give it. I mean, we could push it more into the fantasy realm. Not too big of a fan of that since we're not taking too much with us. So honestly, we could hop into greens and just make it a little bit more green in those areas. I mean, even though it's just over here, it's just weeds. But I have an idea as well for this type of stuff, for some of these other shots. This one here, I really want to go through and try to put like palm trees over here using Photoshop. And just has a set extension, so like since the shot's locked off, boom, like kind of palm trees. But then we do also have the clouds and stuff, so we're gonna have to like mask that out so it goes behind the trees and stuff. But we'll kind of get there when we get there, and that's gonna be a little later in a more advanced part of the video. All right, so we got that. Let's go ahead and actually come into here. Let's see. So what skin tones we have to do next? I would say I don't really think the skin tones are way too red at this point. So we're gonna come into here and reduce a little bit of that red from the midtones. Usually midtones are located in the or skin tones are usually located in the mid-tone range, so that's where you kind of pull these back in order to get more even skin tones. So if we look at our before and after, we're pulling all that red out of everywhere as far as mid-tones go, getting that nice, good skin tone right here, and then just lots of that red gunk out of the blacks as well, because that will throw off our white balance and make it not as appealing. But then this, I really want to give like a really Cali vibe to this, so that's what I'm aiming for as far as this acrylic grade goes. Next thing we're going to go ahead and do is come back into our contrast node. We're going to go ahead and come in here and make a little curve. We're going to pop those highlights up, pull it back, and I'm going to up those blacks so I can give it a nice faded look to it. And that helps with the filmic look as well. I think I'm going to keep my shadows kind of where they're at as well. Let me pull it back right there, that's not too bad. Alright, cool. Then from here, I'm going to go ahead and actually go over my glow. Now, this is what I mentioned last time as well. My color grade edit is glow. I really like this effect. It's like an overall like softening to the video. Or if you have like one of those like little pro mist filters, whatever, you can use those as well. And that kind of helps with making the image look a bit more filmic and such. But we're going to go soft light. Take our threshold down. Obviously, that looks a little too crazy, so we're going to go ahead and go into global blend. And just pull this all the way down and just push it in just a little bit, just to add that little bit of glow, that little bit of subtlety to the whole video. And this is our grade so far, before and after. I still think the skin is maybe a little bit too saturated, so we're going to go ahead and actually create another node here. This node will be for our skin tones. We're going to go ahead and qualify this so you guys can see what I'm doing. Come through and add in as much of the skin tones as possible. And then we're going to go ahead and actually refine our mask as well to make sure that we have it where we need it to be. Alright, so we're picking up lots of greens now, so we're going to change this width a lot. Come through and grab all that. Add a little bit of blur. Come in here, add a little bit of denoise as well. And then we're also going to try and take a little bit more out of the shadow parts of the image, just to get it to like a, you know, as much as just the skin tone as possible and not the hair. But since it's just this like, little blurring technique and a little saturation, I won't worry about too much. Then from here though, we can go ahead and pull back the saturation a bit. Pull out that sting. It's still pretty red in my opinion. So this helps pull that sting out of the skin, makes it not as overwhelming. Then also we're going to add a little bit of a mid-tone detail, blur here to soften the skin as well. Boom, so that's what we're looking at so far, but since I did like that gritty look, what I'm going to go ahead and actually do is add another node. With this node, what we're going to go ahead and actually do is up the mid-tone detail, and it's going to counteract the skin tone here, but then at that point we can kind of come back in here and drag this a little bit more to still keep that softened skin effect, and then also, you know, sharpen up the rest of the image where we need to. Alright, awesome, that's for before and after. Then from here, last thing I want to do is just come in here and add a little bit of grain. With this grain, I'm just going to add a little bit of texture into it. I usually like this 16mm archival print. And this one, it's alright. We can kind of zoom in here a bit. I'm not sure if you guys are able to see it on the YouTube edit, but a little bit of that. Or we can check out this 35mm f or 400T, but I don't like that much. Yeah, this one definitely adds a little more grittiness to it, so we're going to go ahead and keep that. And yeah, it's our before and after grade for this section here. And actually, let me see. We're going to go ahead and see if we can get more of a yellow out of this. Greens. Let's see. Hue. Refresh this kind of. We'll push it more into a yellow tone. Yeah, there we go. That's more. Yeah, I like that. Alright, so this is before and after for our grade on the outside sections. Since it was all consistent lighting, for the most part, this grade should carry over just to the other clips fairly easily, but then we see that this one's a little bit more cool, so we'll have to go through and actually balance that out as well, so that way you know, everything matches up correctly. So I'll come on my offset and I will just drag this to a little bit warmer, opposite of blue, in order to get to where I want it to be. It's still a little bit green in my opinion, so we're going to go ahead and take the overall green down, take more blues out. There we go, that's perfect. But then we do have like lots of like vignetting and shit on the screen as well. I'm not sure what's causing that, if it's a grade issue or I think it was just shot that way. Oh, maybe the contrast. Yeah, it looks like the contrast actually. So we're gonna go ahead and come into here, We're gonna go ahead and up this. Yep, there we go. So we're just trying to remove that off of it, just so that way we can get this. I don't know. We might have to do something else, like a radial filter or something like that, out of it. All right, cool. So that's that shot. All right, nice. So let's go ahead and go into here. And I'm not sure, honestly, if you guys will be able to hear the song. Shit, honestly, I can't even hear the song right now. Gotta get this headphone turned up, something. Oh, turn on my volume. Simple. Alright, let's see. I mean, I'm not quite sure if you guys can actually hear that, because with the HDMI is plugged in, so maybe. Give me 1 second, guys. Let's see. HDMI 1. HDMI 2. Not sure. Oh well. If you guys can't hear the song, I apologize. And it kind of makes it a little bit more, I don't know, or I guess less involving. Let's see. Let's go ahead and go back into here. Now we're going to go back to these color shots real quick and just finish up our grade that we were doing. So we have these issues here as far as like some hinging on the sides. I don't know what that's from, if that's my ND filter acting up or what, but we're going to go ahead and actually fix that. So come into here, and actually rather than that, I'm going to go ahead and create a node like this and grab a little, like, I don't know, slide or something like this. Switch this over. It shows what it's affecting. We're going to go ahead and just grab this. Something like this. Perfect. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and actually raise this, but it looks like we got to invert it wrong way. Let's see, let's just go ahead and just do a shadows. Yeah, no, that's just stubborn. I keep accidentally backing this up too. Let's see. Alright. Let's see. Alright, there we go. So just a general exposure raise kind of helps it. We'll find that sweet spot. Yeah, that kind of helps. Just a little bit, but a little bit should be enough. Cool, that should be good for that shot. Coming in here, I don't know if I like this one, to be honest. I don't like the road too much. Let's see. Let's color balance this real quick, see how good we can get it as far as colors go, and then we'll go from there, I guess, as far as if we want to use the shot for the actual final music video edit or not. I was trying to be off to the side to bounce some light into them, but yeah. You can't hear it. Like, no audio. Sorry guys, give me 1 second here. I'm trying to see if this actually has sound or not. Sorry guys, give me 1 second here. I'm trying to see if this actually has sound. Alright, yeah, we got audio. Let's see. How do I check this? Sorry guys, give me 1 more second here. Okay, Joey Sparks, you can hear me? Okay, cool. Appreciate that, fam. Thanks for the audio check. Thank you, thank you. How you doing, fam, by the way? Also, Mara, how are you doing? Hopefully you can hear me, if we can get the sound to come through on your end. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Let's see. Alright, so we want more contrast out of this shot, too. Especially looking back at this one. We're going to go ahead and actually pull these side by side just to balance it. Is audio not coming through on your end? Audio coming through now?
I can hear you, I just can't hear when you were...
Oh, like the music, whatever? Okay.
I can't hear that.
Alright, for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see if I can get the music going. Alright, let's see. Select the clips. Alright, let's go ahead and see if we can color match these. Obviously, way 2 different shots as far as like just the lighting. It's gonna be way different as far as like the balance goes, but we can try. First things first, getting the shadows out of the the blue realm. Go back into here. Oh, looks like I affected the wrong shot anyways. There we go. Alright. Then pull these back up. What's going on with that green? Alright, there we go. Alright, try to balance these out. So we're going to go ahead and take the blues out of the image as much as possible. As far as the shadows go, take the greens. And right now we're just trying to balance the right shot with the left shot. And right now I'm just trying to get these blacks right. And I gotta go back to the original shot too, but yeah, I'm just not too much of a fan of this shot, just the way it was lit. I mean, if it was like if I had like a big powerful light kind of off to the side to kind of light him up here or whatever, you know, that I could maybe work. But right now I'm just battling the sun, and it's not working out too well, you know. I mean, that reflector helps a little bit, but it's just not enough as far as what I needed to do. But let's see if I can. Yeah, no, I just don't think I'm going to use that shot, to be honest. Let's get these back into the realm of this other one. Looks like it's a little brighter. Let's see. Alright, take these down a bit. Push it more into that realm. Take the highlights a little bit. Let's see, right about there. Looks a little bit more green too overall, so we're going to go ahead and take the green out of this right one a little bit. That's kind of close. Yeah, that's pretty close. But then still, I think I want to take the shadows down a bit. Alright, there we go. So yeah, it's a little closer. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and copy that to this. It's a slow motion as well. And then, yeah. Let's go ahead and make sure there's no issues. Alright. I'm pretty sure that's just all slow motion shit that we will, yeah, slow down in the future. Because in the day seemed hot, barely any clouds in the sky. Oh, hell yeah, man. That shit was insanely on fire, man. Like, we ended up shooting in the studio, then went out to the street or whatever to shoot this other one. And it was like 30 minutes of shooting maybe, and then that was pretty much it. Like that shot, low walking. Which one? One of the slow motion shots? Yeah, we got some heat, man. I wish, I don't know, man. I wish it wasn't that hot, because it was definitely just on fire that day, man. I swear. But lots of my favorite stuff comes from these studio shots here, man. Like, we got some pretty cool stuff. This one I'm actually gonna do like a little set extension where I take all this out in Photoshop and then pop in like more of like a plain background that matches this. I'll show you guys kind of what I mean here in a second too, and kind of break down how I'm gonna do that. But then that way I can kind of make it look more interesting, and since it's a tripod locked off shot, I can kind of go in and out, and that's pretty cool. And also this one's like one of my favorite shots too from this session. Like, I don't know, man, it's just shit came out clean. I can't even describe it. But yeah, so got color for the most part. So now I'm gonna go ahead and actually start moving into getting these shots lined up in the timeline. So luckily we have magic as far as like locking shots in. So I just go into here, do it this way, let the software just match it up for me. Because back in the day, you had to like match it up, you know, like manually, and that shit sucked. My bad, just lower angle. Oh yeah, for sure. No, I love my lower angles, man. I know you're a fan of them too, man. Swear, like I love that wide angle, low shot look. You know, like I'll do that shit for everything. I think because like, especially I rocked like an 18 to 35. No, not even 18 to 35. 12 to 35 on a Lumix GH4, GH5 for so long, man. And then eventually I got the 8 to 18. And getting that lens, having a wide angle lens, man, I started using it on everything. I swear. So let's align these. Right now we're just going to get all of our tracks lined up to the actual song, and then we can kind of walk through some of the other processes here. This is what I like to do as far as like once I get my colors right, but I like to make sure that everything makes sense and everything's kind of by itself. I'll show you guys how I organize this as well when I get to that point too. But right now all we're focused on is just lining up all the music so that way everything's hooked on. And then from here, though, we'll go ahead and quality check as well and go through each individual performance and make sure that each one is on point with the actual song and how the mouse line up and stuff. Let's see. Yeah, and occasionally, sometimes you get it where like the waveform it doesn't match up, and then you got to do that manually, and that sucks. But this works really wonders as far as like as long as the camera can hear it, then you can just match it up automatically, and you don't have to go through and listen to a specific part, mark it, drop it, drag it, all that kind of shit. It's so much easier doing this. Saves so much time. Nice. Alright, so all of our performance shots here getting lined up. And then we'll kind of go through the process on how I vet the performance shots. This one we're actually going to exchange out for the Photoshop version of it. When I get to that point, we're going to go ahead and actually just change that whole background. Along with a couple other shots, I want to go ahead and change the whole entire thing as far as like what's displayed on it. And I think this shot has to be recolor graded too. I don't like how contrasty that is, so we're going to have to go fix that later. But still, we'll just continue on with getting all these shots lined up. There we go. What is this one? Alright, and that's before. Perfect. Alright, we'll take this. We'll take this one. Grab these ones. Alright, that is a performance shot too. And this is a performance shot. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. If I could fix this color grade and make it work, maybe I might use this shot still, but I don't know. I'm not really liking it too much. It's just off to me. Let's see. Let's get rid of this. Let's see what we could do to get this to where we need it to be. Right now, all I'm focused on is just balancing this shot. The hard part is because the sun's so bright over here in comparison to over here, and him being in cooler tones as far as the shade goes with a little bit of balance. It's a little bit different to match the side. But we can maybe make a mask going through like this way that only affects this area. But then that's a lot to do too. And you can obviously see me on the side of the frame trying to hold that bounce. So in reality, we'd have to come in, or we could maybe even do some Photoshop shit and like change that as well, and kind of do some extraness to it. So actually that could work too. And that way we don't even have to do anything. But it depends on what Photoshop can do. Let's see. Alright, saturation is cranked already, but it's not really seeming too saturated at the moment. Yeah, I can't get with the shot. Alright, so we're gonna move past it. We're just gonna leave that one out for now, unless I want to come back maybe and fix it, but we'll see. Alright, and then this shot needs a whole new grade as well. Since this is Sony a7S III clip, I can't take that red grade onto here. It just won't work right. And same thing with this. I'm going to have to grade that manually to fit into the rest, and then yeah, do the other shot as well. And let's grab this and take that into here too. This one might have a try. Let's see. Oh, yep, there it goes. See, you know I was going to have to match up something manually. Let's see. Let's go ahead and take this. Let's see, I wonder how I can get you guys audio from the computer. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see. So HDMI, okay. Yeah, so it should be from the computer. Yeah, so I don't know why it wouldn't work. Unless maybe I have to go through here and do maybe. Oh shit, might have got you guys some audio. Then I lost my audio, so we're gonna see if I can switch it this way. And that shit's probably way too loud. So let's turn that down. Alright, can you guys hear the audio now? As far as the music artist track goes. Alright, hopefully you guys can hear that. Nice. Hey, heard it that time. Is it what's the levels like as far as my voice versus that? Decent. Zero. Test, test, test. We're just testing audio. Hey, Joey Sparks in the house. Hey, yeah, see, he's a banger, man. That's my homie Brim, aka Mac Minutes Beats. He's cold with this shit, man. A whole beat introduced by him, created by him, and then from here. Song is his too, man. Hey. Don't be killing my vibe. Like, come on, man. This is a hit. I'm trying to go crazy on this video too, man. I really want to do something dope with this, you know? Just create something eye-catching. Let's see. Alright, let's go ahead and get this grade going. We can see about clips and taking our grade from the outdoor clips, and that kind of translates decently. But then from here, there's stuff I want to clean up as well and make it a little more mine. It's a little louder than me. Okay, cool. Appreciate that. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit more. Let's see. Alright, hopefully that works. Test, test, test. Yeah, so hopefully that works. But yeah, this dude, man, he's cold with this shit. Let's go ahead and change the blues a little bit. I want it to be warmer. Not as blue. Fix the white. Hey. Alright, tight. Then from here, we're going to go ahead and actually increase the highlights more. We want those whites to be pretty bright, but I actually want to come into here. Let's see, go push that back. Alright, and then come back into my contrast node. Raise the brights here. There we go. Yeah, perfect. Alright. So now we got that white look. It's a little weird shadow over here, but then we're going to let that just kind of direct the light. I might put another shadow over here as well, as far as like a gradient or something like that, but yeah. Might be a smidge too low now. Hell yeah. No, I appreciate that, fam. I really do. So we're trying to work out all the kinks of this, but I got a good halfway ground. Since I'm looking at these numbers, you know why we do this. I appreciate that, because yeah, it's just tricky trying to balance these, so I'm going to have to get this shit down next time. As far as like the levels go, you know. Make it nice, make it nice. Alright, but that's the grade I want to do for that clip. And I think that takes care of... Oh, we got to fix this one, though. Because, yeah, that one's way off. We'll see if we can copy this. Since it's a Sony A7S III grade. And fix that from there. Way too contrasty. Yeah, I just don't like that. Coming in here, we're going to go ahead and change this way up, just kind of pull the contrast out, put everything back in like a neutral level, and then once we get that, we can kind of get it pushed into a realm. But it's all about balancing first and then pushing in your look from there. Take the greens out, because it's a little more on the green side. There we go. Sheesh. Alright, let's see. Alright, so one thing I'm noticing, I don't really like the yellow of the can. So what we can go ahead and do, and it's like also with shots I like to do like kind of color balances. So kind of come in here and just different shades I don't like. Let's see, let's go ahead and refresh that or restart it. Come in here, we're going to go ahead and grab a point marker. If it will, okay, that's fine. So we got our point marker. Come on, where's it at? Where's it at? Alright, now we're doing some whatever. Alright. Turn that clip off. Come back in here. Now grab it. Get it. Now we got this opening up. Don't know how. Jeez. Alright, close, because I didn't try to open you in the first place. Weird. Alright, so we got our marker. Let's go ahead and change the hues, the yellows. I'm just pushing more towards a nicer yellow. This is like more of like a starting point of like a greenish yellow, but then that's more like warmish. So let's go ahead and meet in the middle. It's all about the subtleties in editing, I swear. So like from this greenish yellow to more of a golden yellow. That way I can just make it a little more of a color I like. Then from here we're gonna go ahead and mess with the blues. and just get this to a point where I'm happy with it. Looks like I'm not making too much of a change because it looks like that actually looks nice. Then from here we're going to go ahead and go into luminance, change our luminance of our reds. Really want it darker, more dense. There we go. Cool. And then I'm going to go ahead and actually check our skin qualifier. It's a little bit on, but we still need it to be accurate to this image. Go ahead and take all this down. Put it back on the oranges. And so we're getting lots of that shirt color and the couch picked up in it too. We're just trying to refine this as much as possible so that way we can get a good clean result for the skin here in a second without bringing in too much of the other colors like the couch and the shirt and stuff, even though they kind of are in the same color tone range. This is where it comes into play as like shooting on the red as opposed to the Sony a7S III, that 10-bit color compared to that 16-bit color, but we're going to go ahead and make it work somehow because we're not doing too much with this anyways. Looks like it's about to die too. Alright guys, give me 1 second here and let me go ahead and see if I can plug in this device so we can keep this live stream going for longer since we've only been live for 35 minutes. So give me 1 second, okay? Guys, we're good. Got it plugged in, so we got battery power on the live stream unit so we can keep this thing going. And we're still just working on the coloring, just trying to get this all balanced out. Let's see, yeah, that's good enough I guess, even though we got lots of couch artifacts in there. But still taking the sting out of it. I do want to add more contrast in this shot, but we're going to have to do a little bit more different as opposed to the red. Because I can't push it as crazy. But I definitely want it to be, yeah, so something like that. Let's get this boom, there we go. Hey. Alright, tight, so we got that. This one, we need this to match as well a little bit. So we got more of a faded look. We need that faded look on this as well. So let's come into here. We're going to go ahead and raise those blacks. Raise those highlights a bit. And then raise the shadows as well a bit. To try to push it more in line with this shot. So that way they match when we're kind of looking back at them. And even this one now still is too faded. So let's go ahead and take some of that out. No, don't like it. Gotta add that shadow in there, and I'll just work with this one into pushing it into that room. Maybe take the highlights down a bit. Let's see. Turn this track off. Let's see what we're doing. Yeah, now we got tons of artifacts. Let's see, we gotta clean this up. What are we doing? So this is skin tones. Honestly, I think we're just going to reset, and just put this back to the basics. Let's see. Then I'm gonna go ahead and try to refine this. Let's see. Yeah, just trying to get as little of the rest as possible. There we go. Alright. Let's see. Ooh. Damn, this super good water, man. Alright, let's see. Yeah, we'll just leave this as is. But I do want to pull back the exposure of this a bit. There we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and actually go track by track by track, just to make sure everything is actually in line. This shit's lagging like crazy right for me, so we're gonna go ahead and actually take this down just a bit in resolution, just so that way I can get a smooth playback, hopefully, since we got a lot going on right now. Check it. I put a seat on the table, so you need respect it. But I steak and lobster, yeah, nigga, I earned it. It doesn't want to run right at all. Let's see, let's turn this off. Ball in my chest. Trying to re-up on another round. Ooh, only smoke on Colorado's best. Yeah, no, not giving me smooth playback at all. I wonder why. What else is turned on in this thing? Nothing, really. Something we need to address. If you wanna hang around me, all you it's a stick up, stick. Let's see, what else can we do to get this to go right? Let's see. Let's get these all switched around. Make sure this shit can hopefully go as smooth as possible. Alright, so save that. Update. Alright, there we go. Hey, what's up, Onika? Appreciate you coming in. Hopefully everything good night. Yeah, trying to get this computer to act right, but man, I ain't getting frames at all, man. They trying to let me down and rag on this. I know it's the red footage, but come on, man. I can't get a smooth playback on this at all. That's video editing, right? I'm sure y'all know the struggles. Yeah, I wonder why it's just so slow. We're gonna go ahead and come in here real quick, just to check things. We're gonna come in. Let's see, what can I do? Let's go ahead and cut. Then we're just gonna go ahead and turn off. User. And we're literally about to just render these clips out real quick, so that way I can actually see what's going on. Yeah, this computer's acting crazy right now. But I think it's just because I have too much going on right now. Yeah, no, that shit's not gonna give me any smooth playback. Alright, we're just gonna scratch that, I guess, and figure something else out. Let's see a way I can actually check this and edit this video on this live without this computer acting up. Let's see, so I'm gonna go ahead and actually extend this. Get rid of all this. Take this, drag it out. Drag that out. Alright. Let's see if we can get any of these to act right. Re-up on another round. Ooh, only smoke on Colorado's best. I'll be the chillest nigga going around. But there's some let's see. So I can't get the audio to come through there. Live stream difficulties, man. Trying to get this to go right, but I can't tell if the actual audio is delayed on the recording device I'm using or not, which makes it kind of impossible to edit the music video. If you wanna hang around me, all you gotta do is don't be killing. Alright, well, while we're here, I guess we'll just focus on the elements outside of this. I'll turn this on. So I have a couple ideas I really want to do for this. First, we're going to go ahead and actually balance this shot more. Get this to where I need it to be, because it is just way overly contrast. That light on the side's hitting him a little too hard. And that's my fault. I should have turned that light down, I think. So we're going to go ahead and... yeah, there we go. Find a little balance. Alright, this shit does not want to work. I'm gonna swear it worked just better. Or maybe I can just try to come in here. Let's see, project settings. Camera raw. Nope, it's not even on that. Let's see, red. We're gonna do half res, 16-bit. Project IPv2. Log 310. There we go. All right. Will this help? Will it help? Will it help? No, it won't. We just can't get that smooth playback. All right. Oh well. I'll have to just try to work around it. Alright, so one thing I do want to do for this is just like sporadic, I guess, like, I don't know, like I want to do like a shape in the background. So like some sort of like black circle shape. Maybe like a couple of circles or something. Let's see, generators, window. Can I make a circle in here? Do I gotta go into Photoshop for that? What's up with it? Yeah, I guess we're just going to Photoshop real quick. Switch this camera around. Well, how's everyone's night going while we're waiting for this to open up? What y'all up to? What is today? Wednesday. Yeah, what's everyone up to on this Wednesday night? There we go. Alright, so new file. I'm going to come in here into a 3K or 4K. 3K, 4K project. Switch it back. And right now, all I really want is just a circle. I don't know how to do that in DaVinci. So I'm going to go ahead and just come into Photoshop, create a new layer. Paintbrush. I want just black. Good stuff though, man. I got to gradings myself. Hell yeah, appreciate it, fam. Have fun with your grades, man. If you want to see any sneak peeks, let me know, man. Love to see your work all the time, man. But thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it, Joey. Have a good night, man. Enjoy your grades. There we go. Black circle. From here, we're going to go ahead and save this. Let's just run. Just make sure I don't have no sensitive photos on here, you know. Let's see. We need to save onto computer, desktop, PNG. And we're just gonna call this shit circle. Circle, circle. Maybe we can do other shapes too, but we'll see when we get there. Let's go back into here. Desktop, circle. Alright, switch this back. Alright, let's see. We'll grab this. And so what I really want to do, like I was mentioning before, is just adding in some sort of, let's see, some sort of shape, but then with this it's going to be like kind of behind him. So I'll go through that. What link? Link. This is just trying to find me because the audio track underneath it. Alright, so for this, first things first, I just want to see how it actually looks. So I'm going to take this down. And I don't want it to be the entirety of it, which is something like this. Then from here, though, I want to go ahead and actually mask out the subject. But for it to actually work, make sure it actually works the way I see it. Before we do an entire magic mask for the entire project, or entire song, we're going to come into here, add alpha output. Then from here, I'm going to go ahead and go into the magic mask tool and select the artist, and this is for all your masking needs. It's a crazy tool. I don't spend too much time refining the mask just yet, but I mean, they give you tools that you can do to refine the mask pretty well, which is nice. So let's go to this. You don't really have to do all this. I just like to, just because. Oops. Nice. And I don't even know where I just did that. First frame. Nice. Alright, so get this done, put it all around in the edges. Then from here, though, I'm going to go ahead and actually create some outer lines to make sure it doesn't, like, I don't know, be dictated by the actual background while I go through the text. Let's see. Let's go ahead and wait for this thing to do its thing. Right now, it's going to go ahead and actually mask out my subject in order for me to put things behind him and such. Actually, I just got an idea. So rather than the black circle or whatever behind him, the song's called "Killing My Vibe." I wanted to figure out different ways I can actually incorporate that into it as well, and so I can maybe even make the circle like "Killing My Vibe" words, and just a circle that just replays over and over and over and over again, and then just animate that to kind of spin behind him. I think that'd be super dope, actually. What is going on, dude? Invert. Like, come on, show me the mask. Show me the mask. Let's go. Don't know what's taking this shit so long. But we're still just waiting for this to figure out and mask him out. Boom, there we go. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and actually denoise just a little bit, give it a softer edge. And then from here, though, we're going to go ahead and track forward and backwards. Hopefully this goes through like with a really good, clean cut of him. And yeah, we can get that clean cut. But I can't tell if it's selecting the background too or just him because it gets that red, so it's red on red, so I can't tell. But it looks pretty decent though. Who else in here right now? Anybody in here? Come talk with me while I edit this video. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm here to answer anything while I'm live. If you guys want to know how to do something, I can show you guys some like different techniques for different things. So feel free to ask any questions as far as photo and video editing goes. And I can show you guys how I might do that in a project, especially live. Kind of helps for the hands-on aspect of it all. But boom, we created that. Seems to be pretty tracked well. And then so we're going to go ahead and here. So now we have our subject cut out, which is pretty decent. A little bit of red fringing, but then yeah, I don't know if that'll matter too much. But now we have our artist in front, and we're gonna go ahead and see about trying to clean this up a little bit more too. So let's see. Let's come in here. We'll clean blacks. Try to just get that a little cleaner. Yeah, it's pretty decent. Still a little bit of masking issues, I guess, as far as behind his hair, but we can like fix that or hide that in the sense of just moving the circle down, and that way his hair doesn't interact with it as much. But then this kind of gives a cool look to it, I guess. And then we can even take it a step further, take all these up a bit so we get some more room to work. Alright, didn't mean to take it up that much, but alright. Take this down a little bit more, and then from here, we're going to go ahead and start creating layers to it. Then from here, though, we can create like a compound clip and then make it all so it's not as, you know, as extra. But for now, what we're going to go ahead and actually do is move this up a little bit, come down here and lower the opacity. And then, honestly, I wonder if I could do like a little softness, top. Nice. So something like that. Maybe actually increase the size a bit. Bring it down. We're just trying to create a little bit of depth to the image. And then maybe even in here we could do the whole killing my vibe thing or whatever, but we'll see when we get there. We just want that to be really faded. The softness is there, but we need it maybe more with this. Yeah, there we go. I like that. Creates a very soft little gradient, little edge, whatever. Gives me Incredibles vibes or some shit, you know? I like that. But then I don't know, let's see. Because the black on the black. And that looks a little more cheesy. Yeah, we'll have to mess with that as far as the whole killing my vibe shit goes. Alright. One thing I do want to do though is this set extension to see kind of what I can do with it. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's the shot I have yet to actually even match up. Yeah, alright. So, here's an interesting part. So, the thing I really want to do is, since we couldn't go to Cali, that wasn't an option obviously, but I really want to make this feel more Cali-like. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can take this into the Photoshop beta with the generative fill, and see if I can actually add in palm trees as like an effect of like a, yeah, just extra assets and shit. So we're gonna go ahead and do is come into here, stills, grab a still of this. Then from here we're gonna export. I'm gonna switch this around real quick. Let's see, export to desktop. Alright, so export that. Close this version of Photoshop, and we're gonna go ahead and actually hop into the Photoshop beta. That way we can go ahead and mess with this and just see what we could do as far as creating like some sort of like trees or something, you know, and then treat it as like a nice set extension for it and just see, yeah, how it looks. Alright, let's see, there we go. So we need desktop. Where's it at? Okay. Take it in. What are we doing? There we go. Alright, switch this back. Alright, so we got this in here now. And this is just a still frame. So what we're going to go ahead and actually do is come into here, select our lasso tool. And first things first, I want to go ahead and actually remove some things. So I'm going to come into here and go into the remove tool. We're just going to go ahead and try to get rid of as many of these back down distractions as possible. Hey, what's up, Gats? Thanks for joining in, man. How you doing, man? Long time no talk. We still got work to do, obviously, too. We definitely got to get into it. How's your night going? There we go. Right now we're just removing as much of these background distractions as possible with this remove tool. Because obviously we had no control over the set. It was just the side of the road, and I don't really like all this extraness to it. Let's see. Honestly, yeah, we're just going to see if we can remove all these poles and lines in the background, since I can't get them to line up the best. Alright, so we got all that cleaned up. And then from here, I want to go ahead and actually add in some additional details. This is that Photoshop AI shit. It's crazy. So we're going to actually see. I'm curious if it'll let me create like an arch palm tree or some shit. I don't know. If y'all haven't seen this shit, this shit's pretty crazy. But let's see what we could do. Palm tree over the street. And let's see what it does. So we can get some palm trees in here. We can make this look different, but then also if we put in some palm trees, like what? Then it lets me down and puts on like, what is this, dude? What is that, man? All right, back to square one. So let's try this a different way. Something like that, palm tree. Or actually, you know what? Let's just do something like this. Palm tree. Yes, we do. I'm ready. That single resolution 915. Hell yeah, perfect timing. So yeah, just let me know, man. If we were trying to do like a summer video or a winter video, fall video, just let me know so we can start planning that shit and get it going. Cause that's exciting, man. Especially with the new single. Let's go crazy, man. Let's do something crazy. These are okay. They look overly fake, but then gives us something so you guys can kind of see what I had in mind as far as this whole idea goes. Palm tree. And so shadows are being cast this way. Yeah, that shit looks a little too fake. But maybe if I add some like background blur or something like that, or okay, that's kind of cool. So something like that. And then from there we're going to have to go through and like mask out around these to make sure the clouds that are naturally in the background move correctly as well. I'll kind of show you guys what I mean when we get to that point. We're going to add in another one. Palm tree. But then this one, same idea. The artist might overlap with it a little bit, so I'm going to have to make sure that, yeah, this ash is crazy. Yeah, isn't it? Like, what the hell? Like, I could just type in palm tree and it pops up some palm trees. But wait till you see what I'm about to do with this as far as like the set extension. I'm about to take this into a video format in a sense. But I think that's all I really want to do. Let's see, actually, we're going to clean this shit up a little bit too, more, if it has any chance of blending in with the actual video. But yeah, that's crazy. So now we got some big ass palm trees in this video in Colorado that we don't even have over here in like a couple of seconds. And then I'll show you guys how it relates back into the what's it called. So we're gonna go ahead and take this. Yeah, we'll just leave this as it is. I'll show you guys what I'm doing here in a second. So I'm just taking the background off. I'm going to actually save as a copy, and this will be a PNG. That way we can go ahead and just drop it in as a transparent file just on top of the video footage, and it's crazy. Alright, let's switch back. Let's go ahead and grab the shot we just did. Suburban Outdoors, sunny. Alright, cool. So we got this, watch this. So now that we have the Photoshop file in PNG, where is it? No, I can't find the file. File video. Oh, yeah, you already said that. My bad. I'm reading comments twice. Where did it go? Let's see. There we go. Okay. Alright, so boom. We take that in, drop it in, and boom, we got ourselves some palm trees in a video clip, man. That's crazy. And it's all in Photoshop. So these trees aren't even real. They're not moving. But then now with this together, we can go ahead and stretch this. And then, as I mentioned, though, the clouds are moving. And you can see it creates like weird textures or whatever, around the actual objects. So we're actually have to go through and mask out these trees. Or we can also even go into, let me see actually, because what if we go into here, what might be the easiest way? Honestly, probably Photoshop. Can't even mind. So we're going to go ahead and come in here, go to the eraser tool, and we're just going to try to erase as much of this as possible that we can use in the actual project. I don't know what's over what though. Oh yeah, it's next level, my guy. Hell yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying to it's crazy with this. You can do lots of things. It doesn't even have to be this type of shit. It could be just as basic as like shooting downtown with like the buildings behind you, and like it's like a little VFX-y in a sense, because then at that point you can go through and manipulate your whole background, mask out your actors or like talent or whatever, and then from there they can kind of move in a different environment, so we could throw like the Coliseum behind you or whatever the case is and try to hopefully blend it in and make it a realistic environment. And then from there though, hopefully add in some additional things. Like if I had the time and the skill, I could even go through and animate these tree leaves to kind of like blow in the wind more to make it look a little bit more official, but that's a lot of time. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and come through here, switch this to a soft brush though. Yeah, and just try to get as much of this away as possible, so that way when we put it with the other scene it looks as natural as possible. And this is that meticulous stuff that you have to go through for a video sometimes, but the end results can be very, very rewarding, just depending on what you do. Yeah, see, even right now I'm removing some of the actual tree. I wonder if, let's see, let's go ahead and hop back in here, see if this would be simpler. I don't know. So I guess we'll just mask out each individual tree, add them in individually. So we're going here, add this, come in here, make a mask. We'll do this first tree first, and then we'll go from here. Oh shit, now I'm actually curious if I just use the magic mask, if that'll do a good job. Oh shit, actually no. Since I already brought it up, might as well just try it, right? Let's see, we'll go ahead and just mask this, and then you'll see how good it grabs all these little individual tree branches and leaves and shit. But yeah, man, a fall video, if you're still in here, man, would be super dope. Especially with just how lush this year was as far as like the greens and stuff. So hopefully fall, man, when it comes around, like it's super vibrant this year and we can do some cool color stuff. That could be really anything. We could go out to like, I don't know, somewhere and shoot something cool. Let's see. Okay, cool. Nice. And it masked it out pretty well. Can't even lie. We'll do better. We'll do a little bit of denoise as well. Create an alpha. Boom. And then we got this, and then now hopefully. Oh, gotta track that mask though. Lesson 101: always track your mask, even though it's a still photo. You still gotta track your mask. All right, track forward, backwards, even though it's a stationary object. You know, man. Sorry. Super thirsty. Damn. It's just gonna take forever. Even though it's just... Man, you know what? Fuck this. Quicker way of doing this is just something way different, dude. Let's see. Take this. And we're just going to make this insanely small into just one frame. Then from here, we're going to go ahead and, I guess, track it if it even needs to be. No, because it's just one frame. Should all be in touch. Liking new content gives a little insight on your process. Hell yeah, glad you like it, man. Trying to be more transparent, especially so people can understand just how much work goes into these things. But then also just how much more creativity can be achieved just through time. Especially most artists just really want things back, like, immediately, you know. But then if we spend more time on the project overall, as far as, like, pre-production goes, and just the overall creative processing and editing just can go so much further, you know. And I'm really trying to step myself up and just create next level visuals, you know. So glad you like the content, man. Let's see, let's go in here. I'm gonna go ahead and what am I doing? I need to freeze this. So where's that? Change clip speed. I'm tripping, dude. I don't see this shit anywhere. Alright. Fuck it, dude. Yeah, it's just not there. What the hell? I need that to create it. Let's see. So I guess we'll just do new compound clip. Nope, that's not gonna work. Can I track forward, backwards? No. Alright, let's try to just do this 2 frames. It's just being tricky. So there's no keyframe enabled. Weird. Maybe I can just do... What, because it's just the tree. Alright, dude, you're really trying to make me do everything the long way right now. Let's see, let's just grab one more of these. Because it really should be that simple. Change clip speed, freeze the frame. Change clip duration, no. Enable clip trim media. It's just not here for whatever reason, because if I click here, change clip speed, like that's there, you know? But for whatever reason, it's just not on this one. Maybe because it's a photo, I guess. So maybe I can't change the clip speed. I have no idea. Let's see a different way of doing this then. Well, I guess just masking out it all. Let's see if we go into here. We'll go into here, create a mask, get rid of this, get rid of the clips, and just come in here and create a mask again. And yeah, I guess we'll just do it this way, since it's going to be a little bit more complicated. Or I guess I can go through the Photoshop way and do it that way too. But is that fun, meticulous part of masking and such? Definitely something you could thrive on YouTube with content like this. For sure, I hope so, man. I'm just trying to teach it. It's interesting though, doing this shit for so long and then trying to actually relay this information onto you guys and different people. Just because like I know what I'm doing, but then it's also difficult to actually I guess, expel my thought process, you know, and just teaching things. And I guess, like, sometimes, yeah, it was just a little bit rambling. If you guys have any specific questions too, like, always let me know. I'm definitely down to kind of go over other things more in depth, create specific videos on those types of processes, and that way you guys can really learn some things and go into it, you know. And this shit, I'm not gonna do it too crazy because this shit can go on for fucking ever. But we're gonna go ahead and see if we can get this kind of close in order to create that more realistic cloud coverage. This part doesn't matter too much since I don't think many clouds even pass this area. Oh, but then there's one up there, so we're gonna kind of just go around it. Alright, that's my super rough, terrible mask. So add alpha output. Create that. We're gonna come in here, soften it up a bit so the edges aren't as crazy. But that's too much around the edges for the tree. So we'll soften it up like just barely. And then boom, we got a tree in here with hopefully realistic-ish cloud coverage in the background. Yeah, clouds aren't even moving that fast anyways. But over the course of like an entire shot, I don't know, honestly. I won't even just leave it the way it is. Let's see, drag it out one more time. Drag this. Yeah, but see, you can tell like right there. Yeah, so I'll just have to work with that more. But it gives you guys kind of a feel for what I really wanted to do, and then I can see about even taking it further and trying to actually Photoshop those trees to kind of be more of like a arch. I would love to make it like more of a fantasy realm type of shit, you know, where it's just like super crazy, unrealistic trees, you know, that just look insane. Let's see, let's go back to here. And we kind of had that idea going on for that. Let's see, and I really want to see what I'm going to do with these shots. So we have this one. Oops, and that's just bouncing everywhere. And I really want to see what I can do with the whole killing my vibe type thing. I wonder if I can do like, I don't know, some sort of, what's it called in it? Why do I keep, let me see, like killing my vibe text or something. My titles, text. Alright, let's see. Let's just do this. From here, I just want black text. Make this bigger. We could probably go into Photoshop and create this a little bit differently, but we're just gonna go ahead and see what we can do. Ooh, I like that bold text. That looks nice. Nice. We're gonna do something like this. And we just need to create some more. But I also need to make sure that nothing else is above this. But we're working way down here. Anyways, we're gonna take all these tracks. Take this. Give me 1 second, guys. Alright, let's see. We just need some breathing room. There we go. Pop this in here. There we go. So we're going to say my vibe. Then from here, we're going to go ahead and actually change this text to be a little bit different. So we're going to go ahead and drag that out. Something like this. I like that. And for this, I don't know what I'm doing yet as far as if I want this to be like an actual like title screen for it or like an effect. I think I'm leaning more towards the effect as far as like when the song is going, you know, like don't be killing my vibe. And that way I can kind of do something like that, you know, and kind of, I don't know, make the words animate or like maybe big in the background as far as like low opacity. which we can kind of see here, but then we'll have to like mask out him as well if I wanted to kind of go for this effect. Let's see, we'll say new compound clip. Change the opacity a lot. We're gonna go ahead and actually fade the bottom, make it a little softer, so it's like a faded look. Yeah, there we go. But then from here, I'm gonna go ahead and actually rotate some to the sides. We're gonna go ahead and do 90 degrees. Boom. So that's actually a pretty cold, like title screen I could do or something like that, you know. But it is a little to the side, so I don't know. But we'll play with the idea and see kind of what we're doing with it. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and go through and just chop this, but like I said before, I'm not sure if I can actually hear the audio on time. Let me actually switch this real quick to see what we're working with. Yeah, see if the actual audio is coming through correctly or not, and just make sure these performance shots are actually locked on and nothing's delayed, because if my audio is wrong, I can't tell. And I can't even get like an actual live playback on this right now either with everything that's going on, so we might have to do something different for this in the future, so that way you guys can see the whole process as far as like me chopping it up and going through and editing everything together. And I might come back live as well for this project when I finish it up, just so that way you guys can see me clean it all up and put the adding touches on there and such, and kind of what the finished product actually looks like when it's done. But yeah, guys, I'm actually going to wrap up the live stream here. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey. Like I said, I'll come back when I figure this out as far as like making sure that the actual music video can run smoothly for you guys so you can see it and also listen to it and just watch me kind of cut it up, add in my like little effects and touches. I think that'll be a fun part as well, past the color grading. That way you guys can actually see, I guess, that process and all that. Alright guys, thanks so much for joining. Catch you guys next time. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below as far as like how to do anything specific, and I'd be happy to help you guys with that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a